it is never too early to start thinking about next year's gardens. Come with me as I take you on a tour of Proven Winners' new annual introductions for 2021. Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny, and today I am going to take you on a little bit of a end of July garden tour of Proven Winners' new annual introductions for next year, 2021. We are blessed here at Creekside Nursery that we have a fantastic relationship with Proven Winners, and so this is the second year in a row that they have sent us the new introductions for the following year. They do that with growers and influencers and retailers so that we can get an idea of the new upcoming plants for the following year, how they grow, so that way we can talk about them with our customers and just give you a great, true, real-life scenario of how these plants are performing for our area. So we've talked about this a little bit before on some previous videos, that here at Creekside we decided that we didn't want to just put them in pots or random flower beds. We wanted to have a dedicated area here at the nursery for our customers to come and walk through these trial beds so that you can actually see them in their natural habitat doing what they are meant to do. So we created these two beds. We have kind of a small one and then a larger one behind me. When we did this, it was just a field of grass, and Jerry, bless him, has the right equipment and was able to kind of scoop up just that top layer of grass so we didn't actually have to kill the grass and worry about the weeds coming back up through. And then we have a great local soil farm that produces all different types of soil and mulches for local landscapers and homeowners to use. So we got just their garden bed blend of soil, and it has been absolutely fantastic. You'll know and you'll remember if you've watched this for any amount of time when we talk about with shrubs not really to amend the soil. This is different because these are all annuals. Annuals, of course, only last for one season, and so they just need to have all of the resources available to them and their roots so that they can perform all season. So we have been really impressed with this particular blend of soil. It's very rich in a compost and different amendments that they have put in there. So we created kind of these slightly raised beds. Yes, the grass needs to be cut, but you know, whatever, it's the end of July. And so we keep it edged around just with the weed eater on the edge of the grass so the grass doesn't kind of grow back up in there. When we planted these, it was, gosh, probably about the 1st of July, around the 1st of July when we planted them. Again, it's not the optimal time to plant it, but it was what it was this year. Next year we'll put them in the ground in the spring at the appropriate time. But they have done really, really well. They are not on irrigation, which we will change in the fall or next spring. We will put some drip irrigation in here. So if they need water, I've been hand watering them. They have Proven Winners slow release fertilizer in the hole with them, and we did go ahead and put some biotone in the hole with them as well because it was so late in the season and we wanted their roots to really grow. Typically with annuals I don't really do that, but this year with these guys we did. They have not received any weekly water soluble fertilizer, which you know really they should. Again, such is life, and just haven't had the chance, but they are doing really well. So we're just going to walk through. I'm not going to hit every single plant. We're just going to kind of do the ones that are really shining right now because some are looking great and some maybe not so much, but we will do another tour of the whole bed in a couple of weeks to kind of give you an update. All of these are Proven Winner annuals. You can go to their website and look up the name. They are already on the website and they will give you all the information that you need. Now, again, we are out here in a field. These are all going to be full sun plants. So full sun means at least that 5 to 6 hours of sun or more. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning right now. This is still shaded, but it gets really intense sun about from 11 o'clock on to the afternoon. So this is considered a full sun even though we are in the shade right now. So I think I have given you all the parameters. So let's start talking about plants. First things first, this is not a new introduction, but it is relatively new to the market. It was new last year, and they sent it to us, and so we said, you know what, we're going to stick it in the ground so people can see it. So this is the center piece of this bed. This is their Amazel basil, and you can see she is a glorious plant. It is an edible culinary basil. It's not just ornamental. You absolutely can eat it. I've made pesto with it, and it is absolutely delicious. What's so neat about Amazel basil is, one, it's just that great big fat Italian leaf basil, perfect for cooking with. It is slow to bolt, so there are some little flowers on here, but it does not affect the taste. A lot of times with basil, when it bolts or puts on the flowers, it gets bitter. This does not. But even more important with this Amazel basil is that it's downy mildew resistant, which that means for us here in the South, because our humidity level is always through the roof in the summer, basil is susceptible to downy mildew. This is resistant to that, so that's really neat. So look for Amazel basil. Next year, it is great. It is a very vigorous grower. I have found it does really well in the landscape. If you put it in a pot, you need to have a really large pot. So Amazel basil. Now, one of my absolute favorites, the showstopper of so far, are these new begonias. It is the Double Up series. Now, there are 3 of these guys, and my tag's a little dirty, so I do apologize. But I'm going to show you this tag. This is obviously the pink. So Double Up pink. There is a Double Up red, and there is a Double Up white. Really sweet, just a nice compact habit. This has not been pinched at all, but just a great compact, tight, little small double blooms on it, but there's a bunch of them, so you have a great impact. So if you have an area that you need a kind of a shorter, tighter, compact, but loads of flowers and you don't want to pinch them back, you really need to try this Double Up next year. Sun or shade, I have the pink and the red here in the sun, and I threw the white one in the shade. It is doing great too. It's absolutely glorious. So look up that Double Up series of petunias. Now, not petunias, begonias. I think most of you, if you follow Proven Winners, you are familiar with their new strawberries. It was Buried Treasure. So Buried Treasure was just a great classic red bloom on a strawberry. Next year, they're introducing 2 new strawberries, still just a great strawberry itself, but the blooms on them are going to be white, and then there's one that has pink blooms. So I wanted to show you, now this is where Jenny is just real life here. This is the Buried Treasure pink, and it does have great little pink blooms on it over here, but we've got some bug damage to it. And so something is eating my plant. It's not really eating the berries, it is just eating the leaves. So after consulting my creative genius, we have decided that we think it's probably snails and slugs. Japanese beetles will eat on your strawberry plants. Obviously strawberries, you're going to get them because you're going to eat the berries. So if you're going to treat the plant for the bugs, you're going to want to use an organic solution. So that could mean that you actually come out here and you hand pick. If it is snails and slugs, of course you can always do the beer trap, which is where you just put a shallow dish and you fill it with beer. You leave it out at night, and then the slugs will come because they're attracted to it, and they basically drown in a drunken stupor in the dish of beer. So that is very effective. Also, there is a snail and slug bait. It's pellets that you can put around the plant. They go and they eat it, and then it causes them to lose their appetite and they no longer eat. I do not know as far as an organic, so you'll need to do some research on that. But just know that it doesn't kill the plant, it just makes it unsightly. The berries themselves are untouched and are fine. So if you don't mind them looking a little ratty, then just leave them alone. they're fine. But pink and white blooms for next year, so pay attention to that. All right, come on over to the big bed. This is the double up red. So we had the double up pink, which has a nice vibrant green bloom, leaf on it. This you can tell is a little bit darker. Still has the green, but it has more of a burgundy into the leaves themselves. And then just a really nice red bloom on it. So again, nice and petite and compact. Haven't touched it, haven't pinched it at all. Now, look at this gorgeousness. I have gotten, because I've posted this on social media a couple of times, just pictures of them, and people have just absolutely lost their mind over this. It is a sweet potato vine, and it is called Medusa, which I think is quite hilarious. But Sweet Caroline Medusa green. And so what's really neat is that it is deeply serrated. It's got all these little lobes, these little fingers on them. There's actually, gosh, I don't know, 6 or 7 of them on there. But just a great one. I'm going to show you the tag because you're going to want to look this one up. So the Medusa sweet potato vine, obviously it does great in the landscape. It is very vigorous. It also will do fantastic in a container. So if you're looking for one that trails over, she would do great. Now, this kind of blew my mind. So one of the Proven Winners executives, Dave, I always love looking at his pictures of his garden because he's just, does an amazing job. He said to put Medusa in a hanging basket as a fantastic shade hanging basket. Instead of a fern, do something different. Can you imagine this as a hanging basket? I mean, people, blew my mind. So I'm sure we'll be seeing those at Creekside next year. But Medusa doing absolutely fantastic, really unique. Like I said, I've had tons of customers already that says I am definitely getting this plant next year. So Medusa is a gorgeous one. Next, we've got 2 new introductions of elephant ears. This particular one is Heart of the Jungle. She will get 3 to 5 feet tall. Beautiful. I mean, look at that leaf. Look how massive that is. Nice dark green color. Nice great edging on it. Of course, the elephant ears love it hot. They love it wet. They would be a great upright vertical piece, obviously in your landscape, in your pot. I'm already thinking next year for those aquapots at the pergola, might be putting one of those in there. Now, this is going to be an annual. Technically for us, because we're a Zone 7B, it will be an annual. But for you folks who are a Zone 8 and hotter, this will be a perennial for you. So if you're my Zone 7 people, Zone 7B, if we have a mild winter, if you leave it in the ground and kind of mulch it, protect it, it might come back. I don't know, I'm just saying. So again, gorgeous. See all the new growth down there at the bottom? Really, 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 really fun. Now, we finally got some rain last night. So my lantana is a little limpy because she has such fat blooms. We actually finally got some rain. But this is an absolutely gorgeous new lantana. It is Luscious Royal Red Zone. It's kind of a long name, so let's show you the tag. Lantana, of course, loves it hot, loves it sunny, is a massive butterfly pollinator attractor. I mean, you want to talk about true red blooms, this has it. Some of the blooms are solid red. Some of them are red with some yellow and a little bit of orange in there. Just absolutely beautiful. It's going to get 12 to 26 inches tall. So it's not like the massive Miss Huff. It's nice and well behaved, but yet it makes a nice impact in your garden. Can you imagine like a swatch of those just running through your garden? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Love it. This is a neat one. This is one that's not quite blooming yet. But when she does, she's going to be gorgeous. Now, I know a lot of you in the South are probably very familiar with, we always called them Mexican petunias. They love it hot. They can be, in the past, very invasive because they'll send out runners, and like once you put it in your landscape, you're kind of committed to it. It's going to go everywhere. Of course, Proven Winners took that and bred it out. So this is, I hope I'm saying this right. I'm probably not. Machu Morado. I haven't looked it up. We're going to go phonetically. Why not? I'm sure some of y'all out there can correct me if I'm wrong. So this is going to be a great one. It's going to bring some height to your garden because it's going to get 18 to 32 inches tall. Those beautiful lavender blooms on it. I've got buds all over it. I did pinch this one time when it came because it was very upright. I don't know now looking back if I should have done that, but it's all right. It made a bushier plant. Like I said, I just pinched it that one time, and it's covered in buds. So on the next nursery update tour of this, we'll show you that and be great. Royal Velvet, Supertunia Royal Velvet. We're all familiar with that. Again, right now she is kind of beat down from the rain. This is the improved one, a little bit more tighter, a little bit more compact, because in the past Royal Velvet could get a little leggy and a little wild, so they have made her much more tight and compact. So love that Royal Velvet. This one is an Osteospernum, Bright Lights Red. So there we go. Now, whereas the Lantana was kind of what I would consider like a fire engine red, this is more of a muted, deep burgundy red. Again, it's just nice. It has almost like a waxy texture to the leaf to it, but it'll be covered in just the small little blooms, almost like a daisy-like bloom. Really, really neat on that. So she's got buds everywhere. Sometimes in the south, that can be kind of tricky for us to grow because they typically kind of like them a little bit cooler. But anyway, we will see. She's holding her own right now. So we got that. Ha ha ha. Another one that's going to be really wildly popular. Got to find my tags here. This is a Coleus. Look at that. Is she not gorgeous? In fact, she's overtaking where my tag is. You know, you would think that Jenny would find the tag before she starts filming, but alas, I don't know where the tag is. It ate the tag. As Christine said, it ate the tag. I want to say this is pineapple brandy. I don't know. We'll throw it up there on the screen exactly what it is because right now Jenny forgot. But great Coleus. I have not pinched this at all. So the Color Blaze Coleus, gorgeous color, bright yellow, limey green. And then what I love is that the stems are red. So you get this depth of color within it. It's just not just this bright yellow green. You have that red hint in there. Again, one plant has not been pinched. Boom. There you go. Love the Coleus, sun to shade, easy peasy, does great. Again, can you imagine this with these multiple through your bed? So pretty. The Super Bells, we'll come back to this because right now they're not even looking. Bless them. Again, they got beat down, but I will just show you the tag so you can look it up. Corbells, listen to me, Super Bells, Coral Sun. Actually got one of, with us being a grower, some professional magazines talking about the new introductions, ones to look out for next year, and it was all these different plant breeders. They highlighted this one. It's a great one. Now, they also have improved the Supertunia. Let me show you here. Again, she's not looking her best because of that big rain we got last night. Mini Vista Pink Star. The whole Mini Vista series from Proven Winners has proven to be winners. They are tighter, they're more compact. They are mini vistas because, again, we know that the Vista series, very vigorous, right? Big spreaders. Again, they spread, but not quite as vigorous as the Vista series. So they do great in containers, the edge of your landscape where you don't want them to go out and just go forever. This whole mini series is great. Pink Star is not new, but they have improved it a little bit more tighter, a little bit more bloom power on it. Again, we'll come back. because when she's fully in bloom and not beat down, she's absolutely exquisite. All right, one more sweet potato. Now, listen to me. Whew. I was thinking food because this is called coffee cups. And anyway, my brain went to sweet potato vine, not sweet potato vine. Elephant ear. So coffee cups. Coffee cups is not a new plant, but it is new to the Proven Winners line. So if you can imagine why it's called coffee cup, because the leaves are upturned. You can see from the rain, it catches the rain and it holds it like a cup. Really neat. I love this one. We'll switch those around again. Let's see if we can find a tag. Yep, I found the tag this time. Again, she can get 3 to 5 feet tall. And again, for us in the zone 7B, she technically is an annual. For those of you in zones 8 through 11, she will be a perennial. I just love this plant. It is just so cool. I mean, you could just use it as an accent in the center of your bed, and then you put the low stuff around it. A couple of those throughout the bed to give you some height. You could put it in a large container. I mean, it is just so versatile. Full to part sun. So you've got to have some sun, otherwise it's not going to get quite as much growth on it. Tons of new foliage on it. I do have some burned leaves just because, like I said, this was not on irrigation and there was some days where it just got so hot and it got away from me. So what you can do is just go in there and clip them back, and then all your new stuff just comes up, keeps the plant looking neat and tidy. There is a new scavola. This one is Whirlwind Starlight, which is a nice, I would call it a bicolor with white center and then like a lavender edge on it. Scavolas, again, tend to really like it nice and hot, so they do well here in the South. She's not looking, to me, her optimal right now. Again, it has just been hot. I don't know where you are in the country, but here we have had massive heat and humidity with no rain. Last night was the first rain we have gotten in well over a month. So even though I have been trying to keep these watered, some days things just get away from you and you just can't get to everything and you can't do it all. So this is why these are trial gardens, to see, you know, how well do they do on their own. This one right now was completely covered in blooms and we lost the tag. We'll throw it up there. So this is this. Really sweet little yellow blooms on it. Nice and vigor. You can see all of the other blooms, the old blooms on it. So it's got tons of buds in there. You can easily go in there and just deadhead it if you like to. You don't have to. Again, remember, Proven Winners on a lot of the vast majority of their plants, you do not have to deadhead to encourage new growth. So that makes it really great. So if you're looking for a nice solid yellow bloom in your garden, you might want to consider this one. But again, just a really brief little tour here. We will come back in a couple of weeks to show you how things are looking in August. And then we'll kind of do a wrap up and say, these we love and we'll carry for next year. These we might have to think about, and then I'm sure there'll be some that we're just like, good plants, maybe just don't perform for us the best. But that's the hard part, is trying to decide what you carry and what you don't carry. But hope you found this informative. Hope it's been a little fun. Hope you were able to take some notes and be inspired for next year. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to Gardening with Creekside, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.